So grip-wise, as we said, is better now. I think there's a little bit of an uncertainty about how or where your hand should be. So just as a few reference points there. So that little trigger that your thumb and fourth, a little groove there, that's kind of going up your right shoulder there, and the left hand one underneath there would be sort of following that sort of positioning there, okay? So, and where your hands are on the golf club there is a nice sort of nice, neat position. Say no fingernails being visible underneath here, sort of showing the club like that. We're just letting the club sit in the fingers, almost like you're rinsing a towel out of your hands there.
Does it interlock completely?
It doesn't jam the web, no. You basically go knuckle to knuckle that way, okay? So when I come around here now, that's how the lock's going to be. I'm not jamming them in. If your webbing's in there too tight, and that can often cause a grip pressure issue. Squeeze things, and then you see guys in the old, like, every now and then, because they're just gripping too tight, the fingers are a bit sort of sore and gripping, okay? Now, if we look at this left hand movement, you can see as you go back here, if I put a line on here now, you move off the ball there with your left hip, and then when you come back to the golf ball, that was basically the impact just about there. There, your hands behind the golf ball. And I would say your legs, in fact we can just test this out, that's your, what's your line? That's your legs at impact. There's your legs at setup. You haven't really moved to target, yeah? If we use this here now, these are practice swings, admittedly, which we say is going to be a bit easier, but they're all going to be beneficial, okay? So, as you go back, hips do slide a little bit, but as we get here now, see the momentum now being fitted as you go through. There you go. Going back a frame, go on, there you go. There's your impact. A little bit different.
Okay, yeah.
So that, and again, you're doing this nice and slow, which is fine, okay? Trying to build up that movement. And again, in terms of the flow of the swing, I think when you do this, it almost feels a bit like a different movement, sort of back and forth. But watch the flow. There's almost kind of like a bit of a whoop, and then it goes all together, yeah? And that's what we've got to try and do. So when you're doing your practice swings, think about that as much as you like, okay? When it comes to it in the golf ball, yeah, we hit the ball, yeah? Hoping that the sort of the practice moves we've made sort of embedded some of the feelings there, okay? So you can still see there sliding off that ball there. This indicates a lot with this right foot. If your foot was to move correctly, or your hip should move correctly, you wouldn't be sliding up that right foot. If your weight goes that way, yeah, exactly, yeah? So that's just something to be mindful of, okay? But as you get to there now, you are starting to move back, and there's impact, yeah? I would say that leg now has moved in a little bit more. The ankle now is starting to roll there, and the weight in terms of impact, certainly now your hands are more on top of the golf ball, yeah? It's a better impact position, however you miss it the golf ball, because you're just not used to being there. And that's what it comes down to. If we look at the impact position of, that's, back a frame, there we go, next one, there we go. If we look at all these positions here, that's the impact position of each there. Your right leg's moved in a lot more, okay? Your hands are further forward, okay? And even though you're not swinging this one as fast, it still looks as a lot of speed there. And then this one, you finish the swing now, kind of come to the end and sort of finish off the swing. This swing here now, I think a little bit more through the ball. That right foot's gone a bit more over. There's more momentum taking you through. So it will take a bit of practice. I think the best drill for you now is going to be up against that wall, getting that right hip to kind of like scrape the wall. So you do that again. Do that for 2 or 3 minutes a day. It become muscle memory probably about 2 or 3 months maybe, which I know seems a long time off now, but if you just do it every day religiously, at least it will sit more and it'll be more of a thing that will last for longer, rather than going, okay, I'll do this now, really exaggerate it. As you can see, the movements aren't bad on the way down, and the impact position you get into is not too bad. But it's the same old way again. If you've moved into a good position there with everything else, how you've moved there can often cause a problem with the contact,
yeah?
It's like you can hit a wall in a car at 30 mile an hour 3 different ways. Going at 30 constantly, going at 0 to 30, or going 70 to 30. Each car hits the wall 30 mile an hour, but it's a very different outcome with the wall, isn't it? Yeah? Because of how you're hitting the wall there, okay? So if you've got to move sideways a bit too much, for me, add some inconsistencies, okay? So in an ideal world, we want those hips to be sort of rotating in the sort of backswing, so not moving outside those lines, and then when you come back through, moving over there, which are not far away in the through swing, but the less you've got to move, the better, really. So it's rotate, the body's doing the body's job, the arms then can do the arms job, yeah? You've got very bodiless swing, fear of going offline, arms do all the work, flick hook it. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff, right?